drinking a bit of Sprites from McDonald's. Not very healthy, but anyways, hey guys, what's good? What's poppin'? Hope you're doing well. So I am finally filming a sit down video. I'm kind of nervous. This is my first ever my first ever sit down video on YouTube, and it is a long awaited Q&A get to know me video. I asked you guys on Instagram to ask me some questions to make them a bit interesting so that I could just film a Q&A. So I have my phone in my hand. I have had a glance through the questions, okay? So yeah. Okay, so the first question is, how old are you? I am 25. I'm 25 years old. My birthday is the 21st of January, so I'm an Aquarian. I don't look 25. I look way younger. But guys, I'm old. I'm almost 30. I'm almost 30 and I'm literally almost 26 as well. So I'm not old, but I'm older than I look. So I'm 25. Is your real name Billykiss? Yes, my real name is Billykiss. It is spelled differently than I spell it online, but it is still pronounced as Billykiss. And it's Arabic. I'm Muslim, by the way, so that's where my name comes from. Job, I work for a social media company. I'm not gonna say which one it is. I hate when people do that, but I'm not gonna say. So I'll give you guys a hint. It is the fastest growing, and I think personally one of the biggest social media companies thus far. And I work as a quality analyst, and I work full time. So I work 9 to 6 Monday to Friday. And country, I am Nigerian. So I was born in Nigeria, but I do live in Ireland, and I live in Dublin in Ireland. So yeah. How did you get into the job you do? Seems so fun. Now, I'm not sure if some people think I do content creation full time. I do not. I work full time, like I said, full time, 9 to 6, Monday to Friday. I just do content creation on the side. So I just wanted to kind of clarify that. Do you have a boyfriend? I do not. I don't know why I feel so awkward answering that question. Yeah, I don't have a boyfriend, guys. Yeah. How many siblings do you have? I have 3 siblings, so I am the second oldest. So there is my older sister, then my younger brother, then my youngest sister. So there's 4 of us in terms of siblings. How did you get into influencing? Okay, so basically when I was in my final year of secondary school, I told my career guidance teacher what I wanted to do in terms of like my life goal, my life plan. And I was like, I want to start my own fashion business. I want to be a businesswoman. I want to have a fashion company, etc., etc. And then she was like to me, oh, have you heard of the Irish blogger, Sosimi? And at the time, I'd never heard of her. And I was like, oh, no. And she was like, oh, I'm going to search her up now. She got her laptop or computer or whatever. Searched into Sosimi's blog. And she was like, oh my gosh, she's an amazing blogger. And I think it would make a lot of sense for you to start a blog. And I was like, a blog? She was like, yeah, there's no Black Irish blogger. And it would make sense, like you can build an audience who you can convert to consumers, that kind of thing. And when she said that to me, obviously I told my older sister, who's like my best friend, I tell her everything. She was like, that's actually not a bad idea. It actually could make sense for you to build an audience online that you can convert into customers for your business. And obviously I had that kind of thought on the back of my head, and eventually I did end up starting a blog website, which was called Your Favorite Muse. And yeah, that's kind of why I started social media, creating content and influencing for the purpose of my business. How did you build your following? Okay, so I've been creating content for like, I don't know how long, 6 years. It's been a long time, guys, okay? It's not been a smooth sailing journey. It's been up, it's been down, it's been all over the place. But I would say I built my following during the lockdown period. So during 2020, when we all had to like sit at home and use social media like there's nobody's business, I think I took a break for like 4 months and I wasn't creating any content and I was going through a funk. And then after the funk, I remember switching my hair, getting a new phone and just posting like sick photos and videos. And then I just started growing. Your girl just started growing. I grew from like 13K to 20K, from 20K to 60K, like in less than a year. So that's kind of how I built my own following. So who are some of your fashion inspirations? Okay, so off the top of my head, I really like Chloe Diaz. I love her. Her style is so dope. Style by MS on Instagram. Chloe, I don't know how to say her second name on Instagram. There's loads of people on TikTok who I really like. I think on TikTok there's so many like creative people when it comes to fashion, but I cannot remember any of their names. But just to name a few, those are like the top 3 people I can think of that like pops into my head. What camera do you use for your Instagram picture? I love your page, by the way. Thank you so much. Okay, so for my Instagram photos, I use my iPhone 13 Pro Max, which is the phone I have in my hand. And essentially, good lighting and a good location, which is well lit, will get you the best quality photos. How do you edit your pictures, and do you use an iPhone or a professional camera? So like I said, I use my iPhone, which is the 13 Pro Max, and I edit my photos on Lightroom. I have a TikTok, which I can link, on how I edit my photos. I literally edit my photos the exact same way. I am thinking of doing something on YouTube in regards to how I create content, like a very in-depth video, because I know my TikTok is like only like 1 minute long. So let me know if you'd like a video like that on how I basically edit my photos and how I kind of create content in general. How do you plan outfits to shoot content in? Like I was saying, I can make a video on all that process because there is a process. But essentially what I do is, if I see something I like, I kind of save it mentally in my head and maybe somewhere on my phone or in an album on Instagram, or maybe I'll take a screenshot, and then eventually I'll just buy it. Either I know how I'm gonna style it, or if I don't, sometimes I have an idea of how I can style it. And then when it arrives, guys, you know what I do? One of my favorite things to do is to try on the clothes. Oh my God, I love when I receive new clothes. I get so excited. I can't even wait. As soon as the parcel arrives, yeah, I get that parcel, I go to my mirror in my room and I try on that item and I look inside and I'm like, okay, how do I want to style this? I get an idea. I start creating ideas of how I want to style the item. I record videos so that I can have like some form of like record of how the item looks like on me and how it fits. And I start thinking of ideas to style it. Sometimes I could pull out stuff and see if I can style it with different items and just kind of like literally trial and error. That's kind of how I work. But it's so weird. I really like trying on clothes in my mirror and just like finding cool ways in terms of styling clothes like on myself. Advice for anyone starting out content creating, okay? I get asked this question so many times. So many people are always asking me, what advice would you give? I want to start content creating, etc, etc. So okay, I would say number one, know your niche. Okay, I do think it's nice, you don't have to, but it is nice to kind of know what kind of content you want to put out, what particular area you're interested in, and where you feel like you can add purpose or add value to people. So for me, I really like fashion. I know I haven't been putting out a lot of fashion content on this platform yet, but it is coming. So I really like fashion, and that's predominantly what you see on my Instagram, and you will see a huge bookload of fashion on this YouTube as well. And that's like kind of like my niche. And then from there, I branch into other things. I can do other things here and there. Back to the advice before I lose train of thought. So know your niche, okay? And kind of do a bit of research, guys. I do think it's super important to always do research before you do something and understand what you're getting into. So if you're following other content creators, see how they're creating content, what type of content they're creating, how frequently they are creating content, and have a plan. So if you're like, okay, you know what, I want to be a content creator on Instagram, every platform is different. So when you do your research for that platform. So hypothetically, you want to start, let's just say you want to start becoming a fashion content creator on Instagram. Follow a couple of fashion people. If you do, really be in tune with what type of photos they're taking, how they're taking the photos, where they're taking their photos, what vibe they're creating. Ask yourself, what vibe do you want to create, and then go for it. Go for it. Be somewhat consistent. I believe consistency is super important, which is why I'm trying to be consistent. And consistency can be different for everyone. It doesn't have to be like 5 times a week. For you, it could be once a week, then twice a week, then 3 times a week. Obviously, you can build on that. Just try and have some form of consistency so people can actually understand that you are a content creator and take you serious. I think that makes sense. Of course, that was just like a quick 1, 2, 3 advice. I can also do a video on how to become a content creator and my advice, like maybe like a very in-depth video if you want. Like, just let me know what made you start YouTube. So I have been creating content, like I said, for a couple of years now, and I've predominantly just been on Instagram. I have a TikTok, which I do post on here and there, but my main platform has been Instagram, and I had a blog, okay? I don't post on my blog anymore. I haven't posted on the blog for years. So my main platform is Instagram. I feel like I needed a change. I've been posting on Instagram. I have grown on Instagram to an extent which I'm happy about, and I pray to God I still grow. But I just needed a change. And I feel like I'm at this stage now where I'm like, what next? Do you get me? What next do I want for myself as a content creator? And I just feel like YouTube makes sense in regards to building a stronger engagement with my audience, actually connecting with you guys. Because I think it's nice to follow people and to get inspiration from people, but I think it's even better when you get to know them and you can kind of relate to them and build some form of connection with them, which is what I want to do, and which is the reason why I decided to start YouTube, and I have a YouTube platform. And that's kind of why I started with vlogs and not necessarily fashion content, because I want to give you guys fashion as well, but I also want to give you guys a lot of me, and hopefully you guys can get to know me as a person, who I am, what I like, what I don't like, my personality, and you'll get to know Billykiss 360, not just Billykiss the fashion content creator. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, favorite YouTubers. Ooh, okay, this is a nice question. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of only watch like 15 YouTubers, but I'm gonna name them, and like whatever they post a video, I'm watching that. I'm watching it. So Irish YouTubers, I love Sophie Murray. I think she's one of like the nicest people I've ever met. British influencers, like my black British babes, love Uche, Only Bells, Makai, Lisa, Yvonne, Victoria, Madison Sarah. I watch Molly May, I like her videos. American babes, Alia Face, Angie, you know what I'm talking about. I hope I'm saying her name right, but I really like her videos. Is there anybody else? Am I forgetting anybody? I could be. Oh, Khalid. I love her YouTube videos. I really like her YouTube videos. But yeah, off the top of my head, those are the YouTubers I really do like and I do watch and I enjoy their videos. There's probably someone that I watch as well that I'm forgetting, but those are kind of like my go-to favorite YouTubers. How do you balance content creation and your day job? So luckily for me, I work from home sometimes and I work in the office, so the fact that I don't always have to go to the office gives me more time and flexibility to do other stuff, which I thank God for. So that's kind of what I do. So today's Sunday, I'm not working, so I'm trying to create some content. Sometimes I take days off work, which I'm doing this week, to create content, or after work, or if I'm working from home, try and like multitask. But yeah, that's kind of how I work with it. I'm very thankful to God that my work gives me the ability to kind of weave in other things, because that's kind of how I roll. What is it like growing up in Dublin as an African? Any positives or negatives? So do you know what? Yeah, I don't know how to answer this question. I love Dublin, okay, and I've lived in other countries. I lived in England. I went to uni in England. I went to University of Hertfordshire, and I studied abroad in Spain, in Singapore, and in Belgium. I always tell people this because I don't know. It's my story, innit? And with that being said, Ireland for me will always feel like home. So I think for me, what do I like about Ireland? I like the fact, as an African person, like there's a lot of black people here, by the ways, and we all kind of like, we're not a family, but we're kind of a family, and when you go out, it just feels like a family vibe. I feel like Irish people are nicer. I do know, and I can acknowledge as a person, that there's not as much opportunities in certain industries in Ireland if you compare it to England or America. But for me, with that being said, I do like Ireland. I think Ireland is a good country. It's a nice country. It has opportunities. It is an expensive country. It's just an expensive for no bloody reason, but I do like Ireland. I hope I'm answering this question properly. I don't really know how to answer this question. I don't know if I'm answering it right, but yeah. Anyways, what relationship advice do you have for someone in their early 20s? This is a question. Okay, so what relationship advice? Like, what would I give to younger Billykiss or any young person who wants relationship advice? I would say take people as they are, and action speaks louder than words. So if someone tells you something and their actions is not basically corresponding with what they're telling you, sis, take the action, run with it, and keep it moving. So don't let people's words give you the benefit of the doubt. Take what you see as face value, and if that itself is not what you want, what you like, if that's breaking your boundaries, then girl, keep it moving. So yeah. What's your biggest regret? If you had anything you could change, what would that be? Okay, something I kind of regret is the fact that I always procrastinate and I delayed so much of my goals when there was no reason to, okay? So like a lot of goals I have, or a lot of things I'm doing now, I said I was gonna do it like ages ago, and why did I not do it ages ago? I don't know. Like, I'm my own biggest obstacle. I kind of regret how long it took me to do certain things and why I postponed things so many times, and how long it took me to kind of be at where I am right now. But with that being said, I am a big advocate of everything happens for a reason. You are exactly where you're supposed to be, and when it's the right time, the right things will happen. So I am going with the flow. I have faith, and I know whatever is meant for me will happen at the right time. So yeah. Favorite series, books, or movie? Okay, so my favorite series is The Originals. I love The Originals. That's one of my favorite series ever. If you haven't watched it, I would advise you to watch it. It's a great series. I love Klaus. I love the family. I love the storyline. I love the drama. Ah, I love that show. I don't know what about it, but I just love that show so much. Favorite movie? My two favorite movies is Taken. I remember that movie. I remember when I watched it for the first time, and A Walk to Remember. Ah, that movie is so okay. Those are my favorite movies and favorite books. I don't know what my favorite books are. I think Good Life, Good Vibe, Good Something. I really like that book, and I say I really like that book because in 2020, when I was going through my funk, I remember reading a chapter one time when I was thinking, Billykiss, what are you doing with your life? I was asking myself, what are you doing? Like at this point now, what are you doing? And I remember reading a chapter, and for some reason it touched me, it spoke to me, and it kind of helped me get on my phone. So that book, it means something to me because it touched me when it needed to. One thing you're grateful for. Okay, so I'm grateful for myself and how I've grown over the last few months and years. I like to think that I'm growing, and the person I am right now is one of the best versions of myself, like mentally, like how my brain has developed, my values. Like I'm not perfect, and there are parts of myself that I'm trying to work on, but I'm very grateful for the fact that I'm self-aware about myself, and I've learned a lot about myself, and I'm working towards my goal. But yeah, basically those are all the questions that I was okay, I was asked some more questions, I won't lie, but those are all the questions that I'm going to answer because I don't want this video to be super long. And obviously I just want you guys to get to know more about myself, and hopefully you feel like you know me a little bit more. Well, thank you so much to everyone who asked me questions. I will hopefully next time do another one, maybe a mukbang Q&A, or have some special guests if you want, or oh my god, I can do an advice video, like you know when you like girl talk and stuff like that. I don't know, oh my god. Okay, anyway, sorry, I'm just thinking of so many ideas. This is me. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, subscribe to your girl, like, comment, and subscribe.